Hey guys, Marsenged here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so JP Dokkan has just posted the details for the LR Vegeta and Nappa EZA. Obviously this is coming as the part 2, or I guess main EZA. I think it's still technically part 1, right? The main EZA for the Piccolo and Gohan celebration, buffs for the Saiyan saga. I know people have been very interested to see what they're going to do with this unit, and we do have the translations posted already thanks to Goresh, so we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what they do. So Vegeta and Nappa, leader skill, Inhuman Deeds, 4 key, HP attack and defense 150, or extreme AGL 4 key and 100%. So basically their leader skill now matches up to what new yellow coin LRs that are coming out now are, 4 key 150, which is fine. I mean, Inhuman Deeds is massively lacking on leaders. It's a category that still desperately needs like an actual proper Dokkan Fest leader or something, but I mean, that's a decent enough leader skill for the time being, right, if you have to run them for any specific missions or anything like that. So their passive is 2 key, attack and defense 178% at the start of the turn, key +5, and performs an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super when HP is 78% or above. Attack 78% during the turn in which this character evades an enemy attack. Attack and defense 78% at the start of turn per existing enemy. Yeah, because this was a flat boost, I think, before. 78% per existing enemy. So one of the main reasons why this unit was even getting use, even like up until recently, was in the World Tournament. This is going to be crazy for the World Tournament, right? There are 7 enemies. So if they get 78% attack and defense per existing enemy, then as long as they're on the first turn, right, so all the enemies are still alive, that's 546% extra attack and defense at the start of the turn. They get key 1 for the rest of the battle every time this character lands a finishing blow, max of 5. I mean, finishing blow passives are kind of lame, but at least it is just 1 key up to 5, so it's not exactly the craziest. So if you have a good team set up for them, it's not like not having this means that they're suddenly unrunnable, right? So that's not too bad. And then exchange with Vegeta when conditions are met. Now, usually when they make these posts, obviously Goresh only has the actual post that the Twitter page made in order to like translate, right? And when they make those posts, they don't usually show things like active skill conditions and stuff, right? So obviously we only have what is shown on the post here translated, so we don't know what the condition will be. I'll bring up their page actually on the other tab and we'll see what it was previously, but that couldn't change because I think, is it an active? No, theirs is an active skill, right? So well, Nappa has an active skill, and then I think the exchange into Vegeta is HP related. We'll bring it up on the other screen, right? So 12 key super is greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage to all enemies, and lowers attack. And then the 18 key super is massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn, mega colossal damage, and greatly lowers defense. So he's one of those LRs where the 12 key is the AoE, right? So that's the one you want to be getting for any of these events like the World Tournament or those like the Cybermen event, all that kind of stuff. But they do have that built-in chance in their passive now. So it's additional attack that has a high chance to become a super when HP is 78% or above. And that will obviously be the 12 key super. So if you want to roll the dice on the RNG, you can obviously go for the 18 key. I mean, if you're doing World Tournament or something, you're just going to be aiming for the 12 key anyway. But when you're going up against actual difficult events with a single boss, then you're going to want to go to the go for the 18 key, because that's massively raising attack and defense for 1 turn, which is 100% buff. And then if you do get the 50% chance to perform an additional, it's an AoE, so usually a little bit weaker in general against single target bosses than if they were just doing a focused single attack. But I mean, it's still colossal damage, so it's still the same modifier, and then they're greatly raising attack and defense again. So that could be pretty good. Sadly though, no dodge in the passive, so this thing where they're getting attack 78% during the turn in which they dodge is only going to be for the active skill turn, right? And then once you do exchange into Vegeta, the passive is recovers 50% HP once only, so by doing the exchange you get a heal. Key +4, attack and defense 200% at the start of the turn. Gain an additional attack and defense 100% when HP is 50% or higher, so that's pretty good. Guard activated against all attacks for the first 3 turns from the first appearance. So that's good. Vegeta Guard for 3 turns. Additional Ki +3 and attack and defense 100%, 180% when facing only one enemy. Then an additional 3 Ki, attack and defense 180 when against the super class. Oh man. Like, I don't know if Vegeta did have that before. We will have to bring up the wiki page to look at all the details after this. But, like, people having superclass enemy restrictions nowadays is so annoying when they're not dropping difficult events against superclass. But, I mean, getting the 180 against one enemy is still good, right? Because his base start of turn is 200, and then another 100 if you're above 50% HP. So then getting another 180 against one enemy, that's pretty good. Then he gets an additional 3 Ki, attacks effective against all types when Ki is 18 or more, and gets a guaranteed crit when Ki is 24. I mean, that seems pretty good. Yeah, apparently Superclass was always there, so we'll bring that up. 12 Ki Super, raise attack and defense for 1 turn, does colossal damage to the enemy and greatly lowers attack. And then the 18 Ki is massively raise attack and defense for 1 turn, mega colossal damage, and massively lowers defense. So that seems pretty good. The super attack effects are obviously very good. Like, this is a lot of stats. Even against a non-super enemy, this is going to be pretty good. So, let's see. If we go to the wiki view here, and then let's just get the actual Vegeta and Nappa page up. So, I mean, they get a ton of stats. Against a super class enemy, they actually would look insane. Or at least that Vegeta would, right? Because getting all those extra buffs against a superclass enemy is going to be pretty wild. So, let's see. LR, Vegeta, and Nappa. So, pre-Easy A. Yeah, see, they're only raise attack and defense and then greatly raise. And now it's greatly and massively, which is crazy. So, the exchange Vegeta was 50% or less HP. So, that can actually change because it's not an active skill. And then he heals you 50%. So, I don't know, the 50% or less feels like it probably will stay there because the heal is specifically 50%. So, he's going to be healing you 50%. So, it makes sense that he transforms when HP is 50% or less. I mean, I don't know what the best way to make this better would be. Because you do, in any difficult content, you probably do want to get Vegeta out as quickly as possible. So making it like 60% or less would be good. Starting from the 3rd turn maybe instead of the 4th turn. Because again, like for the World Tournament, it doesn't matter. You're just going to be using Nappa on turn 1 and you kill all the enemies and you don't see Nappa come back again anyway. But for any actual difficult content, you want Vegeta to come out as quickly as possible. So them changing the transformation condition, I think, would be obviously very good. And then the active skill for Nappa can be activated from the 3rd turn, which they can't change. So I guess it would be... yeah, see, that's the thing. Because they can't change Nappa's active skill, this will always be from the 3rd turn for his thing, which gives him a 50% attack nerf, but he gets guaranteed dodge. Which is weird, because he loses 50% attack, gets guaranteed dodge, then he dodges an attack in slot 1, gets the extra 78% attack, but then it's like, but he's taken a chunk of his attack off already anyway, which is a very weird design. But because this can't be changed and can only be used on turn 3, they're probably then not going to make his transformation into Vegeta be able to happen on turn 3, right? Because then you'll get situations where you just actually legitimately can't use his active skill. So this will probably stay turn 4 for the active for the exchange into Vegeta, but hopefully we could change the HP restriction. 60% I think would be good, because at 50% I feel like it will stay because he heals 50% specifically, but it is 50% or less. So the chances are you're going to be on under 50% anyway, so it's not like his heal is necessarily going to take you to full HP. And then the Vegeta himself, yeah, see, look at all the extra stats he's getting. He didn't get any start of turn stats. He got 100% when facing one enemy. Now he's getting 200% start of turn, 100% if you're above 50% HP, and then 180% against one enemy. So he actually could be insane. He had attacks effective against all types at key 24. Now he gets it at like 18 and gets guaranteed crits at 24. So unironically, once Vegeta comes out, he actually seems like he'll be really, really good. Not a slot 1 unit, but yeah, very, very good. And obviously, if you are building them, for example, wouldn't necessarily say this is the best build, because I think they do want a lot of additional. But if you built them with a decent amount of dodge, then obviously Nappa can dodge and get that extra attack without having to use his active skill. But this Vegeta obviously is going to want a lot of additional, because if he's massively raising, then greatly raising, and you're getting enough ki for him to be effective against all types and guaranteed critting, then he's going to be very, very strong. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I think he actually looks really good. The Nappa seems okay. In difficult events, you know, he might be relying on that dodge. Obviously, against AoEs, he's not necessarily going to be super, super good. Because if we go back to his details here, like against an AoE, he's just having the start of turn attack and defense. And then I guess this is obviously relevant. The attack and defense 78% per existing enemy. They obviously are going to get that once as well. But against an AoE, he's probably not going to be too great. But once Vegeta comes out, his stats are going to be very, very high. So shout out to Goresh for the translations. Let me know what you guys think down below of these guys. I think they are very good. They look very good, especially Vegeta once he comes out. So be interesting to see what else releases during this celebration on JP for Saiyan Saga. I guess there won't be a part 2 anyway, right? Because it's going to lead into Heroes. So maybe we'll finally get, maybe for New Year's, maybe we'll finally get that Gallic Gun Vegeta versus Goku Dual Dokkan Fest. But yeah, this guy looks pretty good. So let me know what you think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.